right, we are live. Welcome to the Awkward Dadcast. Thanks for tuning in. This is kind of cool. This is your host, and I guess I'm your resident awkward dad, John. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we're live. This is new to me. This is kind of a brand new thing that I'm starting. You guys hear that? Sorry. I'm brewing some coffee. And I actually had to wait to go live for a couple minutes because I started this little water heater thing, and it was loud. Whenever I put on the headphones and realized that the mic was pretty hot, this thing was loud. It sounded like a train, like an airplane taking off. So I was like, okay, let me wait to go live. So another thing that I noticed whenever I put the headphones on is that this jacket's pretty loud. So I'm like, this is going to be interesting. But it's cold where I'm at. It's a little bit cold today. I'm in a barn. So anyway, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I just wanted to say I'm going to keep the coat on, but I'll try to make it sound not so 90s windsuit style. So, but if you hear a little bit of swish, just, it's all good. Okay, so, again, thanks for tuning in. Kind of funny that you say tune in. That maybe shows how old I am. You're not tuning the radio dial or anything like that. But anyway, this is the Awkward Dadcast, and I guess I should explain a little bit about what's going on here. I guess let me talk a little bit about me, and then I'll tell you what the podcast is all about. I'm going to pour some coffee too, with my little pour over thing here. My single cup pour over thing, pretty cool. And you can hear the water going. It's really, that's kind of awkward, right? It just goes along with the title. It's kind of awkward. So a little bit about me. My name's John. I am a dad. I am a husband. I'm 40 years old. Just thought I'd throw that out there. The 90s windsuit reference really, I'm there. I mean, I got it. Like that's not from, seeing something on the internet. I lived that. So anyway, I'm a dad of 6 kids. I have one on the way. And my oldest has autism, and my youngest has Down syndrome. And so we are a pretty unique family. And we have a lot of things that, we have stories. We have a lot of things for me to talk about here. So we'll get to that. I'm a Christian. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. And that has shaped my life. That informs my worldview, the way that I see things, the way that I think I live my life. Hopefully I try, and the way that I parent. So there's that. So that's just a little bit about me. Here's a little bit about what we're doing here, what this is all about. This is a podcast / whatever show thing that I've been thinking about doing for a few years now. I kind of tried it once, and it didn't quite work out too well. But to somehow encourage dads. Now, this is a way to do that, and I'll get into some of that. But you may be thinking about what is up with the name, right? What, like the Awkward Dadcast? What's up with the name? And so I'll get into that a little bit. The Awkward Dadcast. So Dadcast, podcast. I'm a dad. Podcast, that kind of thing. It's aimed towards dads. And the awkward part is it'll become apparent any subsequent episodes that we do here. I am awkward, in several ways. So, nobody is seeing this yet. So, I'm going to get to go back and watch this and, check it out and see if it was decent. But, I do feel a little bit more at home and comfortable doing something like this. And maybe this can reach people, wherever. But I do stutter, it can be awkward that way. parenting is kind of awkward for me. I have 6 kids, right? You'd think I would have learned some things by now. I have learned some things by now, but I seem to lack that general sense of, when a situation arises, a decision needs to be made, or appropriate parenting needs to be doled out to a child or something like that. So many times I'm just going, I have no idea. I've totally blanked out here. I don't know what to do. I don't have that like, just natural, oh, well, here's what we should do right now. My kid's doing this. Oh yeah, I should say this. So many times I'm just like, I don't know. And it makes it awkward, right? It makes things awkward. So that's another part of it. I guess maybe, where we're at in life right now is a bit awkward. We are living with my mother-in-law. We are in the process of building a house, but until then, we are staying with her. That's correct. All 8 of us are staying with her, and so it's a bit awkward, just the living situation. She is wonderful and she's great, and I love her to death. She has given just so much for us, and so there's no issue with her. It's just that, in a house not designed for that many people, we are, we're making it a bit awkward. So, one of the reasons that we are with her, is that her husband, my father-in-law, he's recently passed from complications due to COVID. A huge blow to our family. He was a wonderful man. Just the best. I mean, he was a guy who could do it all. He could do anything. He was healthy. He ran, he biked, cycled, whatever you want to say. He watched his weight. He worked. He was active, and COVID just did a number on him, and it took him home to be with the Lord. He was a wonderful Christian man, godly man. I was not blood to him, but he treated me like I was blood. He treated me. I could go on. I could go on for hours, seriously. So we know that he's with the Lord, and we're happy about that. We rejoice in that, but it was a huge blow for the family. And so we're trying to help be a support during that, the aftermath of that. So that also takes me to my setting here. It may seem a bit awkward. And I mentioned that I was cold earlier, a little bit, but I'm in his barn. I'm in his. You can look around me and see things on the shelf, and looks like some wood and some tin on the ceiling. That's the tin roof. This is his barn and his workshop. Right behind the camera here is his table saw. His tools are all here. It's just it's his workshop, and so it's bittersweet because he's gone, but everything here just shouts my father-in-law to me. So it's bittersweet. This is a place, really the only place I could do this. So another part about this being awkward is doing something like this. Having a place where I could take time and set some of this gear up. There's not really a spot in the house for that. So the barn's got power. I've got some cables run. Got some network cables run. I've got some stuff out here. I've got some sound gear that is a little bit awkward. Some of it's pretty old. Like 20 years plus old, and it's working all good now. But I've had some issues with it, so that can be kind of awkward. So anyway, all these things are partly why I call this the Awkward Dadcast. A buddy of mine and I got together and started to record in 2017, and we were going to call this the Unlikely Podcast, because it was unlikely that we would be able to get together, find time for preparation, all these things, and do this. And so, he has 4 kids. At that time, I had 5, 4 and 1 on the way, maybe. I can't keep up. But so us just finding time to record was really hard. So we had to do it at night after everybody was in bed. He was driving, from several miles away to get to my house so we could record. It was just hard, right? And so we were trying to figure it out. We were doing kind of a long form thing because I wanted to, and it just made it harder. And so we recorded a few episodes and we just couldn't do it. We just couldn't keep going. So the other part of that is that the Unlikely Podcast, there's already a podcast with that name. So I thought, okay, darn, we can't do that. So I just, thought about the Awkward Dadcast, but then we quit recording. So there's that. So I'm still busy. I mean, I have 6 kids, and like I said, 2 with special needs. And I'll of course I'll talk about that in other episodes. But I'm with my oldest son quite a bit, the one with autism. I'm with him a lot. If I'm not at work, if he's not at school, I'm with him a lot. So there's really not a whole lot of time. There's not time for me to say, all right, guys, hey, Dad's going to go record his podcast, So I'm doing this after everybody's in bed. It's after hours. So again, that makes it a tad awkward. And me doing this pour over makes it a bit awkward too. I don't know. But I was going to sip on some coffee. Yeah, I think that's good there. So I'm busy, not a whole lot of time to prep, not a lot of time to record. And that's partly why you'll be watching this after it is streamed live. The reason I'm streaming it live is because I don't have time to edit video. Okay. So, I would like to have this thing, have the production down where there's different cuts. There's an intro, there's an outro. You heard some intro music, I can do that, but I don't really have time to edit any video. There's just not time. I've recently changed jobs, changed professions. And so working for myself, my wife and I, we're a team working for ourselves. And so there's a lot of time, there's a lot more involved, with that. So time is just, all I've got is late. So it's late-ish right now. It's not too bad, but that's all I got. So I'll use it, There is a man who is on YouTube, a great YouTuber named Mike Winger. He is he's a pastor, he's a Christian, he's a Bible teacher, and he wants to teach people how to think biblically. That's his whole thing. I follow him, and he does a great job. I love his teaching a lot. And he started to encourage Christians who've maybe thought about doing a YouTube channel, something that he said, whatever your thing is, whatever your niche is, you may have a ministry there. He said, I want to encourage you to start a YouTube channel to do your thing. We need more Christians on YouTube. And so I've been thinking about this for a while, and hearing him talk about that, just really, really stirred it up in me. And I thought, what's my thing? I've had several things that I've wanted to be throughout the years, but I'm a dad. I mean, that's just pure, plain and simple. I'm a dad, right? So that's what I got. That's my niche thing, right? And I can talk about that. And I'm a believer, and so I thought, there are people out there struggling, because I struggle daily with dealing with my kids, with just everything, them fighting, bedtime, whatever. I struggle with that. Like, I get upset, I get frustrated, whatever. And I'm like, there are people out there with the same issues going on. There are people out there, special needs, parents of kids with special needs that are burnt out. They're frustrated. They have, they have issues like I have. I can speak to some of that. So I want to encourage people. And so God just kind of stirred this up in me. And then Mike Winger, he just kind of, fanned that flame some. And so he said, just go live. He said, if you don't have a whole lot of, if you don't have like a logo and like a producer and, a team with you, or you're not a good video editor. He said, what I would say is just go live and just do it. It may not be perfect, but it's something. And so I thought, that's so true. That's something that I can do. And so this will not be perfect. I am so not perfect. And you know what? I meant to say this at the beginning. I meant to say, I am definitely not, I mean, well, I didn't plan on saying this, or I didn't plan out how I was going to say this, but by me doing this, I am in no way saying that I'm a great dad. Look at me. I've got this figured out. I'm perfect. This is the way to parent. This is not like a parenting, YouTube channel. Like this is not a surefire. Here's what's going to work with your kids. YouTube channel. Okay. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to do good, and to keep up the good work with your kids, with your wife, with your family. Because I know that there's burnout. I know that doing the same things every day, I mentioned bedtime, right? There are some things that the kids are going to react the same way every day, even though we brush teeth every day, right? They're still going to whine. They're still going to cry. And it gets under your skin. You get frustrated, and you're like, I can't do this another day, and so you go to bed frustrated, things like that. I've been there, right? Been there. So, I want to encourage you. You know what? Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Your kids aren't going to be little forever, right? This is something that my wife has told me many times. They're not going to be little forever, John. They're not going to be in this phase that's just hard, and that they need help forever. And so it's true. Even though I still do have several, small ones, little ones, and some of them still cry every night whenever it's time to brush their teeth. But it's true. I realized that I've got the vision that, what, they're going to grow up, and this time in their lives is important. My actions are important. I struggle with them. I mean, I get visibly upset, raise my voice, I get angry with them, and, I feel bad later. Every time I feel bad later, I feel like I failed, but, there is grace. There is grace in Christ. I want to share some of that with you, but I just want to say, keep up the good work. Stay in the trenches and do what you're supposed to do. Don't check out on them. Don't check out on your wife. Help her out. And yes, so there you go. Okay, so I've got some I've got some notes here, and I've already gone off my notes. I've already gone off the trail here. I did have a couple of scriptures, but hold on, they're out of order here. Okay, so I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Okay, so yeah, just talking about the daily trials, the grind of parenthood. I want to speak to that. I'm looking for new dads, experienced but tired dads that struggle with the parent life. Maybe you're on the verge of just giving up. Maybe you're on the verge of walking out on your marriage. I don't know. Special needs dads, disengaged dads. I want to talk to you, during this podcast about what is God's idea of being a dad, right? What's his idea of what it means to be a dad? Things like that. Like I said, I'm no expert. I'm not qualified. I don't have a degree. I mean, I do have a degree, but not in family or child development or anything like that, right? We can talk about that later. But maybe somebody can relate to me in my experiences. Maybe I can speak to you and share scripture with you and spur you on to continue what you're going to do. So, anyway, also, what I was going to say is that this is going to be therapeutic for me, right? This could definitely be therapy for me, just talking some things out during the day. After the day. And so, hey, I mean, if nobody watches these, this is going to be good for me, just to talk myself. So, whatever, I did have a couple scriptures I want to end on. 1 Thessalonians 5, chapter 11. I mean, the Bible tells me to do this, right? If I have something in me to share, and I can encourage with, here's what the Bible tells me, or this is what Paul told to the Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians 5, verse 11. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. So the Thessalonians were already doing that. But Paul said, keep that up. Keep doing that. And let's see. Also Hebrews 10, 24, and 25. So you guys hear the train? You hear the train? Okay. Hebrews 10, 24. It says, let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds. Let us not give up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another, all the more as you see the day approaching. He's talking about the day of the Lord there. So I want to spur you on in your parenting, in your life as a dad, to love your kids, love your wife, and to do good works with them, right? Just to, which is encompassed in loving them. That scripture also said, don't give up meeting together, right? So one of the things that I'll talk about a lot more later is our journey with church. Our oldest, I've said he has autism. We've had a lot of behaviors with him. He's got it's not just autism. There's like, I'm sure there's like a defiant disorder. I'm sure that there's other things that aren't really, we don't have really a diagnosis for, which I need to find out his actual diagnosis. I mean, I've been told, but I'll share that with you. But anyway, church has been hard. Finding a church has been very hard. My son he doesn't like to sit still. He makes a lot of noise. We've had some aggression. He gets, well, just to be frank, violent with me at times. We're on kind of a better path now. I'll talk about that in a different episode, but finding a church is hard. We have struggled, my wife and I have struggled with, not wanting to give up meeting with each other, right? Give up meeting with other believers. How do we do that? What does that look like? And so, really, I don't know if I don't think that online is like the answer for that, but I just know that people can be reached online. And really we can meet with so many more people, online as we could somewhere local. So, not that I think bigger is better. I was raised in a small church, and I love the feel of a small church. And I feel like small group settings, small church is really, there's something very special about that. But when you're not even able to do that, something like this may be cool. So I pray that the Lord will use this. He'll encourage dads. He'll encourage me through it. That'd be great. And, so there you go. So, let's do all the YouTube, house cleaning work, right? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, check the bell for all notifications, and you'll be able to see whenever I'm going live, whenever I upload a video or whatever. But share this too. Hit the share button, whatever social media platform you want to put it on. Share it, and comment. Let me know what you think. Seriously, comment on this. I'm not going to be afraid of the comment section, which anybody who's online and who puts out anything online will usually say, don't read the comments, right? Because people can just be crazy. But I don't care. You know what? Hey, if you're engaging with me, engaging with content on this channel, that's great. So go for it. Talk to me, say, ask questions, say something that you want to talk about or whatever. That'd be great. I'll try to keep up. Like I said, I don't have a whole lot of time, but anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. Hope you have a great day, night, whatever it is, where you're at. And I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, my outro music.